Welcome in to Lamont, Illinois, the home of the 2026 Thunderbird Cup, presented to you by the Midwest Rugby Union. I'm Tim Wilkes, joined up in the booth by Lance Cavanaugh, and we now turn our sights to the Men's Cup consolation match, Allegheny taking on Ohio. Lance, we should have a good one on our hands.
Even though they find themselves not going for that cup final that they envisioned from the very beginning, I do expect both sides to represent their unions and areas well. This is going to be an absolute banger of a match.
Let's take a look at the Allegheny forwards. Did not turn in that number one position. We'll see if we can address that here in a little bit. You got Taylor and Kress in the front row for them. McKelliance and Beatty in the two lock positions on the outside, and the flankers, we've got Middleton, Seeger, and then Shell on the back end, number 6, playing the 8-man position. On the back end, we've got Steve Sykin and Jake Davis in that 9-10 combination. Allen and Delaval on the outsides, and Womack and Clark in the center combination, with Aiden O'Shea cleaning things up in the back end from the fullback position. On the other side, for Ohio, it should be a good one. Again, they lost yesterday, but let's take a look at Ohio's front row. There for Allegheny, again, the back line should be a fun one. Jake Davis running the show for Allegheny, but for Ohio, let's see if we can take a look at those rosters. Here in this beautiful Chicago Blaze complex, been a great spot this weekend. Brian Foster along with Murray there in the front. Hooker is Andrew Henderson. The lock combination, McCargill and Tunenfeld running the show there. On the outside, it's Thomas and McClendon in the flanker spots, with Bren Watkins there at the number 8 position. 9-10 combo, Ryan Sands and Hayden George. There and the outside, it's Graham along with Diedrich on the wings. Early and Reitheimer there in the center combinations, and it's Arthur Board as the fullback running the show on the back end. It's been a great weekend of rugby. Day 3 here, Allegheny in the yellow and green jerseys with the big pine on there. They're just about ready for action. Our referee, Jake Winkler, with the whistle. And we are almost underway here for this Men's Cup consolation match. And ready to get us going will be Cam Taylor out of the Pittsburgh Forge. Ohio Rugby Union in the red. Surge forward for the first tackle of the match.
No hands.
And both these teams struggled yesterday. A couple of good matches in the books, but sit here trying to come away with a little bit of hardware. Kick up over the top there from Early. Find some space, but did take that kick in front of the 22-meter line. It landed out in touch, so Winkler's going to bring us all the way back for the line out where the scrum was taken. A huge opportunity now for Allegheny.
Yeah,
Number 3, red 3, come here, please.
Early in the match, first minute inside the 22 on attack. You can open up this playbook, try to put together something you had a chance to work on. Not a lot of communal time to work on things, but anything you got solid, this is a good time to pull it out.
First line out comes down, and it's stolen away by Ohio. On the front foot and into contact. They're still pinned inside their own 22. Need an exit strategy.
Retreat, 8, retreat.
Again, this time it's going to be Hayden George with the kick. Collected on the outside. Rashawn Allen into the defense over the 22-meter line. Strong tackle there coming in from Tunenfeld.
Away 8.
Allegheny surges forward inside the 22 as they threaten here to start off the match. Bobbled a little bit, gives Ohio some time to come up and play havoc in the back line. Work to clean that one out by the boys in yellow. They'll find some space here on the near side. Womack through the hands, center combination, gets it over to Clark, but it's ripped away. Strong take in the tackle. That's James Diedrich out of the Wolfhounds, who rips it out of there.
No goal, no goal! 6 is in the way.
Collect this one, slow it down a little bit in the center. Now they'll try to find some space on the far side. Big boys out on the outside. Henderson, the hooker, dishes it out, and a huge double tackle comes in, sends Marcus Thomas to the deck. But illegally so, says the referee, Lance.
Jake, number 1.
That was an absolute wallop to get double tackled by the two biggest players on this Allegheny side, cutting back in against the grain to take that shot. Look at this hit here. Able to get around the corner. Great pass. Fending one defender, but not seeing the two big boys on his inside. Referee called not wrap. I'm not sure about the call, but I'm definitely sure about the hit. We're not going to second guess the referees here, but what an absolute collision. It's getting physical early here.
Talk about the 1-2 combination there in the front row. Laying the boom there with the big hit. 3 minutes into this match, and Ohio cracks over the midfield stripe for the first time. Brian Foster out of University of Cincinnati and the Wolfhounds as well. We'll grab this one and get the boys in red back on the front foot.
Closed it last time. Hold it. Red, use the line, please. Hold your here. Cool. Not close. Nope, not closer than that. All right, let's play.
Referee Winkler laying down the law in the line out, making sure there's plenty of room here in the tunnel.
Down gold!
Good delay on it, and then popping right up to take this one down is Brian Watkins. Ohio with the pass, slip back behind, finds the charging Graham. Here comes Ohio again. A lot better pace that we've seen from them. As they are again trying to push their way down the pitch. Into contact goes Lee Murray. Allegheny is more than ready to lay the walloping tackles time and time again here. This one comes out unclean, but we're going to have a penalty on. Might have had a hand come through and knock that one out of there.
Yeah, I believe it was not rolling away. The tackler just on the ground, really manipulating that scrum half to make the pass, and that led to the issues. Would have been play on if the ball was handled cleanly, but unfortunately, any disruption, referee has to lay down the law.
Try to just pound this one out into touch and progress their way down the pitch, the furthest we've seen them so far here in the first half of action. So this will be their best opportunity to try and attack. We saw the great line out on the last one. Just that delay really worked well for him, Lance.
Yeah, and it's just intuitive to figure out a way to make it easier. Once the lift happened, got to go back down. Then there's no challenge. The throw just has to make it to the offense. No big deal. But let's see if they try to manipulate in that same way. Fake the jump and go behind it.
Ryan Foster again with the throw. Great work to get it into Watkins. Center of the pitch. Into contact goes Jamez early. Just outside the 22-meter line. They recycle. Look for more space on the far side of the pitch through Reitheimer. Pushes it off to the fullback, and Arthur Board, Scioto Valley Rugby Football Club, takes it forward. Allegheny playing tough defense, though, slamming the door shut. This is still the furthest they've gotten. Allegheny 3 phases in, have not let them crack the line. Fighting for it, the struggle down there. Beautiful pass, finds its target, a dangerous one, but it could come to fruition here. Jamez early takes it the distance and gets the first try on the board for Ohio.
And early getting points early. You seen the defensive line look like they were shooting up to play the passing lane. If you don't get the ball, you're leaving a massive gap behind you. As that ball barely gets through, you see that flashing Allegheny player. And he has so many options, whether to make the pass or whether to take it himself. He's able to weave and zigzag in and out and through. Good thing he scored because he had multiple options on the outside. Able to finish and early. Gets 5 early.
Great work and beautiful pass to find him at full pace on the outside. Split through a few different tacklers there and had the wherewithal to keep that ball in hand even though he was wrapped up. Able to slam it home for the first points of the match. Opportunity for an extra couple more out of Hayden George, the fly half. This is time with it. Strikes this one just a little off the mark, no good. So our score 5-0, 7 minutes into the first half, but Ohio strikes first.
Yeah, this is going to mean something big. They got to keep this momentum. They've been able to get down the field. Few penalties aided in their quest to get points. Allegheny has to find a little bit more discipline, tackle issues, not rolling away. You're just giving a referee incentive to push Ohio forward. Let's see if Allegheny tightens up on some of their discipline issues.
The kick here from the hooker, Cam Taylor. Gets it over the line. It's collected nicely by Ohio again. Ryan Watkins has been terrific getting the high balls and the line out, and now in the restarts as well. Send it in the full pack. Box kick coming up over the defense as Ryan Sands sends it deep. The chase was on, and the tackle is made on the back end, just fighting for dear life there on the outside. Good effort from Corey Graham. Now the pressure is on. They try to keep Allegheny pinned inside their own half of the pitch here. See what kind of exit strategy they have off their boot. And this one's going to be stumbled forward, knocked on. And so the pressure defense from Ohio stifles the attack, and they will have the scrum here in the center of the pitch.
It was off the hands first, then off the feet. Still a knock on.
And there is so much going on here. It looked like the Ohio players were asking for offsides. After the knock on, both players had an opportunity to get the ball, but from a position of kicking it, it looks like an Allegheny player might not have been behind the kick. The players asking for a little bit of help there, but too many knock-ons. Referees bringing it back to the original. And this is a great position for Ohio to attack and the lead they have.
Bind! Set!
Winkler, our referee, barks out the orders, and we are ready to go again. Ryan Sands gets it down. Nice stable platform to work from. Tries to peel it off the side. Finds his target out there. Gets it through all the way to the full back. Bond, he comes through a couple of meters short. A pick and go doesn't get him there either. Space on the right-hand side. Around the corner they go, and it's Jamez early and often. Try number 2 for Ohio.
And that's just having an understanding of space. They had an opportunity on the outside. Going back in against the grain, could have had an opportunity to score, was bored. He had Graham on the wing, and that little cut and the roll not being held allowed him to get right to the doorstep of the try line here. They're running that layer attack, that blocker line here, big gap, and he had his options, choose to go one-on-one, nothing there, not held, and that extra help from the defense really left the opening on that right side. And you see early reposition himself to get back wide, get back deep, to put himself in a position to attack, and he has been healthy on the attack early with too early. Early and often is what you say, and I think he's putting himself in position for an early hat trick. Amazing bit of play from Ohio.
Got to give the shout out to the scrum half, Ryan Sands. He got down there in deep, saw he had some space with early on the outside, and they have gone back-to-back here in the first 10 minutes of this match. Another opportunity for Hayden George, Scioto Valley. Not the easiest of kicks, both of them from the corners. This one, not enough distance on it either, but Ohio pins in with the pressure, turn that defense into offense, and both times they have knocked on the door, Lance. They've been able to kick it down and get points.
Yeah, Allegheny has to find a way to strengthen their defense on the back end. They've been able to slow them down in parts and spurts, forcing Ohio to go to the box kick, go to the boot, but turning the ball over deep in your own end is just giving this team too many opportunities.
This time they'll go with the deep kick, finds a bit of grass out there, and this one's going to trickle all the way into end goal. Here comes Early. He's going to go with the left boot, send this one into touch. And Little making something out of nothing that time. It's going to bring it all the way out. A good relief of pressure. That one could have gone bad, Lance.
Devastation to score 2 tries off of amazing work just to give one away off of an errant kickoff, not being able to really get your hands on the ball and set yourself up. Now they put themselves in a position where Allegheny earlier in this match had a line out in the same spot. Ohio was able to steal it. Can their defense or their set-piece defense get them rewarded with the ball again? And now Allegheny has their chance to attack, and they need to find something here.
They go to the middle, but again, it's knocked down, stolen away, but actually Allegheny's able to recover it. Here comes Cam Taylor. 10 meters out, not held, pops back up to his feet and continues the surge. 4 meters away now for Allegheny as they look to respond. Through the hands they come of Sykin. Out to the left-hand side, a lot of space out there. Doug Womack gets tackled down. 8 meters short of the try line. Counter ruck is on, but they're able to work it out of there still.
Not on the ball.
Into the teeth of the defense. Claude Clark can't crack the code either. Loose head prop comes in. I believe that's Matt Part. Decipher what we were sent here for the roster. We'll get it out of there again through Sykin. Try to find some space on the right-hand side. Good work from the defense coming up and making the hit. That's Reitheimer. Lays them to deck and slows things back down for Allegheny. First extended phases of rugby that we have seen out of the boys from the Pennsylvania area. Off to the right they come. Through the hands. They've got numbers out here, but they'll have to cut back in. Cam Taylor couldn't find any space on the outside. Just looking for answers here against what is a tough Ohio defense here in the first 13 minutes. Still Sykin looking for something. Just need to get a little bit better continuity, get a few pack players together. We haven't seen any pick and goes here in tight. Some dancing feet by Jake Davis out there, with a strong tackle from Brian Watkins sends him to deck.
Advantage offside, number 3.
Offsides is the call. Advantage on. They'll try to split the defense. Aiden O'Shea tries to drag defenders with him. He gets repelled 6 meters away. Penalty advantage still on. It's knocked on. I believe by Part there, so we will come back to the penalty.
And the question is, do you take points here? You're right in front of the sticks. It's important to get on the board, make it a one-possession game. And it looks like they might be going for post. And Cam stepping up. You rarely see a hooker putting the ball through the post. But the skills of this young man has shown throughout the years. National champion with IUP. And now he finds himself trying to get this Allegheny side on the board. And the opportunities for Allegheny, they had a chance to score around that wide side. They condensed the defense so well. Graham made a tackle on one of those chances, and Allegheny applying pressure continuously. And that little knock there really quelled their chance to go for 5, but 3 is a good thing to chase right here.
Cut into this one, opportunity to make it a 1-score game. This one up and through, flags go up, and it is now a 10-3 match for Allegheny. Good job cashing in while they were down there in enemy territory.
Yeah, those 3 points are going to the Allegheny side. Don't mind the scoreboard. But the first points of the game are well worked and well earned by this Allegheny side. Ohio made the mistake not handling the kickoff, not clearing their lines. Allegheny able to hold that pressure and get some points here. Now it matters how they respond off the kickoff. Ohio's best opportunity is to put it deep, see if Allegheny will make those mistakes that they made earlier in the match and create an offensive chance for themselves. But Ohio's the type to probably go right for the contest, see if they can get the ball back for themselves.
Tim Wilkes and Lance Kavanaugh, Mr. Great American Rugby himself, taking you through all the action here live from the Chicago Blaze Complex. It's been a terrific weekend of rugby, culminating here between these two squads in the Cup Consolation match for 3rd place. Chip kick over the top by Davis. Great work to be able to come after his own kick, but it's Ohio that are able to come away with it. Spinning a couple of times there, never fully held. Strong work from James Derrick on the outside to keep that one alive. Rumble coming through from Brian Foster. Ohio needs to get the engines cranking, trying to play out of it from their own end. Strong defense from Allegheny, though, coming up and making that hit behind the game line. I believe that was Zach Seeger. Slow it down, center of the pitch. 7-point lead for Ohio. They'll go with the kick from Hayden George. Back 3 more than ready, though, for Allegheny, and they look to charge from the far side. Rashad Allen takes it all the way through into the center, a little bit stranded before the boys in yellow arrive to clean it up. With the hands on the outside, but that pass a little bit too far. Dylan De La Valle could not hang on to it. It's knocked out into touch, so the choice given if they want the scrum or the line out, and we will have a scrum here to Ohio.
And the way that Ohio is trying to push and pin Allegheny to those corners. We've seen the winger has 3 kick receipts so far, and he's taking them up every time, knowing that he might not move it to the center. They might not be able to explore those options. Ohio should work to pin Allegheny in those deep corners, back deep in the 22, and see if they can force Allegheny to make a mistake. Now with ball in hand, this is a great attacking platform. Scrum on the 5-meter line, so much open space. It's going to be great to see how they attack.
Saw that one never fully settled down. Couldn't even get the ball in as both front rows hit the deck, and our referee, Jake Winkler, will have it again. Give him a couple of words of advice. Just about ready to rock and roll again. Put into the scrum coming from Ryan Sands out of the Cleveland Crusaders.
Fine.
Referee just making sure that each part of the cadence is hit before he progresses on. Solid contact, a little bit of a drive there from Allegheny, but Ohio gets it out with ease. Hard line, but it's a little bit forwards. Chris Reitheimer was ready to hit that gap as hard as possible, but it is a little bit forward, Lance.
And that looked absolutely beautiful. Early using his eyes to manipulate and deceive. It looked like he was looking backwards, and I don't know if that was forward. What an amazing setup. You know, I'm not trying to go behind the referees. Got to respect the guys, but that looked backwards out of hand and well-timed, and you can see early show in his face and his mannerisms. That might have been clean. Allegheny given maybe a baby break here and a chance to swarm back and attack, but what a great attacking situation for Ohio there.
Bind!
In the end, though, it's Allegheny back in possession. Looking for another response, down 10-0, already cracked into that lead a little bit. They'll try to find some space on the far side of the pitch, but Ohio comes up and lays that line right there at the midfield stripe, and they take them down. Loss of meters on the last one. They're able to surge forward a little bit here. Back through Sykin. Big fella, Hart, smashes his way into the defense, surges forward a little bit more.
Onside number 1.
Door slam shut here on the near side. They try to find some space out there. Jack Middleton continues the surge, pushes him forward. This is better from Allegheny, and now there's space on the far side of the pitch. Through the hands they come, tiptoeing across that touchline, and did step on the white. And so looks like it might be retained by Allegheny here. See what the final call is, though. Is a line out coming?
Yeah, and you see Graham on that edge try to close the door. He pressed up very heavy. The ball was played out behind him in the hustle to get back on defense, playing that edge and making the tackle on the end. He's seen himself outnumbered so much. Look at all the space. He's signaling to bring guys over and was able to make the cover tackle. But Ohio is back on the attack.
Fireball out the back end of the line out. Ohio knocked it on in the process, so surge forward comes from Allegheny. Stab kick through into the defense comes Jake Davis. Blast his way through, eventually not going to come away with this one. Good aggression there, but they're going to get dinged for the penalty. Back 10, go Allegheny.
It was a great opportunity going for that kick. It squandered an advantage situation for that knock on, but it was a great incentive to go for that kick there. Able to apply pressure, and it's just the small things. Ohio sweeping across, bringing players in to preserve the ball, giving themselves the opportunity to go to the line out here. It is getting really, really thin lines, thin margins here, with both teams really attacking sophisticated. Those kicks from Allegheny is going to yield dividends at some point because they're looking up to the space and really trying to get through and get over on this Ohio side.
In the end, though, it is Ohio that takes the penalty. There's an opportunity here to grow the lead as we are over the midway mark of the first half. Up and down again with ease. The lineout has been terrific for Ohio throughout this one with Watkins. Another hard line. This time they just take it into contact through early. Off to the right, Marcus Thomas. Surges forward for Ohio, and the boys in red looking for some space out there. Drop this one to the boot. Goes forward and somehow collected, but I do think Allegheny rips it out of there, and so the turnover goes back here to the boys in yellow. This one somehow just pops completely out of the back of it. Allegheny continues possession. See if they go to the boot. Not a lot of wind out here. Another beautiful day on the outskirts of Chicago, Illinois.
No red.
This time went for the ball, but not a clear release shown. Good work from a referee, Winkler, to lay down the law out there. Charge down by Ohio. Scramble for it back on the offensive end. Caden Harbison. Number 7 just has to collect this one from inside their 22. They are flirting with danger here. Brian Foster almost got his hands on it as Ohio is doing everything they can to try and turn defense into offense. Eric Kress of the South Pittsburgh Hooligans takes it over the 22-meter line. The run coming in from Part. Slow things down. Back of the ruck. A pick and go leads to nowhere as Eric Kress couldn't find anything. Right now, Lance, Allegheny just trying to, kind of struggling to find an exit strategy, playing with it a little too much, and now here come Ohio. They've ripped it out of there. Space on the right-hand side. Through the hands they come, flirting with that touch line, but it doesn't matter. They make it the distance. Bryn Watkins takes it home and gets try number 3 for Ohio.
Rather Watkins crashing through for the try, and the way that they turn the ball over and maximize that short side of the field is something to be appreciated. Picking from the base, making something happen, pulling in multiple defenders in the hands in that 5-meter channel. Absolutely beautiful. That pass there, quick hands there, and defenders are trying to sweep across, but they just ran out of defenders to hold that space. And Ohio extends this lead, and it's well-deserved the way that they played here. Allegheny has to find a way to push this Ohio side away from their own try line, because any mistake, Ohio is capitalizing. You can see the smiles on the bench, on the players. They're relaxed, and that's scary, especially in an all-star situation if teams are really finding cohesion early in the first half.
Smiles all across that Ohio sideline as, again, Brian Watkins brings it home for the try. I want to give a shout out to the scrum half. That was Ryan Sands again. He's done the hard work. They haven't had a ton of the ball, but it seems like every time they've got it in attacking territory, he knows exactly where to go with it.
Yeah, the sad man is putting him to sleep here, finding his moments, picking his moments, and that pick and go and pass to start to initiate that try there is what you need, especially from someone with so much control over the ball like a scrum half.
Okay, sweet, thank you.
Possible substitution down there on the far side of the pitch, but we are ready to go. Cam Taylor send this one up in the Chicago sky again. A little bit deeper this time. Possession still secured by Ohio. Good take off the top there from Chris Reithheimer. Reithmeyer with it. Vice captain there, number 13 for him. Inside their 22. Got to make sure this stays in the field of play. Solid kick, and it's taken on the far side by Allen. Rashawn Allen makes a good 30 meters, make it 40 meters. He's still on his feet, stranded though. But good work as Allegheny comes through and cleans this one up. The attack is on. They're down by 14. They need a try to keep this one close. We are 13 minutes away from that halftime mark. Try to spin it through the hands. A little bit of a delay there. LJ Murray, the prop, comes up and makes the tackle behind the game line for Ohio. Counter ruck, opens it up, and Ohio ripped it out of there. The forward pack from Ohio has been tremendous, but right back into the action. It's a steal from Jake Davis as they send Ohio back 10.
And that's an important steal there. It looked like Ohio was really going to turn the momentum here after getting the ball back. Great run by Allen. As I said, he has no incentive or no thought to pass it to the middle of the field to the fullback and maybe set up and go to the wide opposite side. He's taken that ball and he's been running right at this Ohio defense. And the only issue I can see is that Allegheny forward pack aren't retreating fast enough to give him opportunities. He's just making them on his own.
Hold.
Try to go deep here this time. A great snag off the top by Ty McAllis. Back to the center of the pitch come Allegheny. Sykin trying to lead his team from the front there, but it is knocked on in the process. And still just 3 points up on the board for Allegheny, Lance. They have not been able to find the finishing form to crack back into this lead again.
Yeah, not yet. They are leaning a little bit on Ohio making a mistake, and they've been the ones who've been making the mistakes. That knock on there, untimely, especially after such hard work defensively to get the ball back, setting themselves up for a line out. Ohio here should lean more towards the tactical approach, keep putting the ball in the air, pushing Allegheny back, because it seems like they can't build the phases up in order to really threaten and build their own opportunities to score. They're leaning more on Ohio mistakes to be on this end of the field.
Early surge before the ball even comes in. Referee just decides to go with the warning there. Might have seen that a couple of times already, but no more from Allegheny. They've got to make sure that ball comes in before they start their surge.
Coach!
Over 10 minutes left to play in this one. Plenty of rugby on deck. Right now, about to start, we've got the Women's Cup Final on Field 1, Men's Cup Final after that. We've still got the Plate Final coming your way on Field 2. Ohio with it. Beautiful little dummy, opens up space on the near side of the pitch. Still on their feet, over the midfield stripe, and into contact goes Hayden George. Balls there available. Two players come in to the counter ruck, but they're not able to get through. Surging run forward from Liam McCargill.
Tackler must roll.
Not rolling away the call, and a penalty sends them back 10. And this might be the opportunity Ohio needs to maybe put this one a little bit out of the way here in the first half.
Yeah, that's an amazing bit of set-piece play. Getting around the corner, the way they set themselves up, George weaving and prodding through. Might have had opportunities to move the ball, but it was so dangerous in those tight quarters. Decided to keep a hold of it. Allegheny making a mistake and not rolling away from the tackle. The referee has been policing the tackle situation very strongly, making sure that poachers are actually pulling at the ball and not just getting their hands on it in order to initiate steals. He's really been policing it well. And you got to get away from there. Now Ohio is on the doorstep of greatness, an opportunity to get a third try here early. Now that we're deeper into this first half, but to get a third try when Allegheny is struggling to build offense for themselves yields well for this Ohio team.
Another pinpoint kick from Hayden George into the corner has them with another opportunity. They'll tap this one down, get it to Sands. Off to the right-hand side through George. Center combo smashes into the teeth of the defense there through Reitheimer. Now the number 8, Watkins, already with one try. Tries to find some space. Still ball in hand for the boys in red. An extra roll in there is okay, says the referee. See what we've got, a pick and go. Strong work from Allegheny. The surge coming from Brian Foster. He is over the line, but unable to get it down. It's held up, and Allegheny stands firm.
And way to hold firm for this Allegheny side. They hold fort. They're going to go to goal line drop by. They do so pretty fast, but a towering kick by Cam at the 50-meter line. This return attack is going to look great.
It just looks to clear his lines, but Arthur Board has it. Here comes early. Quick hands to the outside to Dedrick. Slips away from one. Lowers the shoulder into contact 10 meters away. Pick and go on the outside, and a try for Ryan Sands. Couple of fists. He's been all around the ball and gets rewarded with the score.
He's been doing so much, leading from the front, controlling the pace of this Ohio side. The Cleveland Crusader cruises to an immaculate try. And you just got to love the way Ohio's playing. They're making the most of every opportunity misstep that Allegheny makes. Kicking that ball on the goal line, might have did so in a rush because the space was on the bottom half of your screen. Moving the ball to that space and letting these guys work. They're just moving the ball. Nothing too fancy, nothing too crazy. Just playing complementary team rugby. The ball is being moved around, phased around, and that tackle there, James Dietrich put down on the ground, and no one's patrolling that weak side. Being aware of the space. They went weak side earlier and scored, and it started with him initiating that play. This time it was initiated by him and finished by him, and the Sandman catching them sleeping. Madden 5 for this Ohio team.
Bit of an early burst there. Referee said it was before the first movement of the kicker, so the charge down had to be stopped. The kick is good. 24 points up on the board. 4 tries for Ohio as they start to flex their muscles here. Just 7 minutes left. Allegheny licking their wounds. They'll need a response. Just had the one penalty kick, and that really, Lance, that was about the only time that we've seen them encroach into Ohio's 22.
And it was important for them to take those 3 points where they can get them. At the time, it was a very good thought to keep it one possession. But now, with the way the offense has been going, those points seem almost meaningless as they have to continue to find a way to push forward as Ohio is surging here.
Hayden sends this one up high, does George. And in the end, it is collected by Ohio, or at least not released out of it for Allegheny. That is the call, so they'll get sent back 10. Another little mistake has really shot themselves in the foot every time they're in this half of the pitch.
And it doesn't take much. And maybe it's a bit of aggression. Maybe it's a bit of trying to make things happen for themselves. But that's another mistake there. Ball hits inside of the field of play. Allegheny has to swarm on that and make sure that the ball doesn't go out. They can keep possession. And these are the little moments that is making it hard for this Allegheny side. Ohio hasn't done anything overly spectacular. They just play solid team rugby and is showcasing on the scoreboard here.
Yeah, you could see there from Rashawn Allen, disappointment. He knew he needed to come up and take that kick out of the air. Can't rely on the bounce of the rugby ball. He gets burned, and now it's Ohio again up high with Brian Watkins. Luxurious lock snags that one down. Into contact they come through Marcus Thomas. Great work again from Sands, fishing it out of there fast, too quick as the defense tries to come up, but they're able to get around it again. James Dietrich with the final push forward, slams it home for another try as Ohio is really starting to get into this one. Another score, their 5th of the first half.
And it's good to see Dietrich get those points. He's been doing a lot of work on that far touchline, or near side to us here in the booth. But that line played out and going out the back is what created everything. Defenders from this Allegheny side have been pressing up, and every time they do and don't get man and ball, they find themselves giving up big space behind. And again, nothing spectacular. That is the rugby you expect. Layered attack, players shooting, players pulling out the back, playing out behind, and you got to be able to control that space defensively. If you shoot up, you have to get the ball. You have to make the tackle. You have to disrupt in some way. And if you don't, you're going to find problems on the back end and just too much space to cover. As James Dietrich goes in, sliding in. The Wolfhound gets his first try of the match. And really, it continues to show the outside backs in this Ohio side and really control the space when they've gotten it and putting a lot of danger on for this Allegheny team.
Hayden George ready to bang this one through, and again, he kind of started that whole action. He got the pass and quickly had that skip pass, found Chris Reithmeyer right there in the spot. One final pass was all it took to take Dietrich the distance. And again, the floodgates starting to open up a little bit. That's 3 tries in the last 10 minutes of action for Ohio. It's now Cam Taylor trying to find a strategy here. Just need to keep Ohio pinned in their side, play some mistake-free rugby, finish off this first half of action. This one's going to go all the way out into touch. See if they've got what it takes to maybe come away with the steal, but throughout this first half, the one maybe strongest point for Ohio has been the lineouts. They've gotten just about everyone up and down with these.
And that's usually the most troubling part of these scenarios when you have players moving in from different teams. I mean, I count at least 6, 7 different sides all bringing it together. And the forward pack is so mixed up and combobulated. The way they found some sync and some cohesion here is just good to see.
Shout out to Pete Malcolm out of the Ohio State University, running the show there, head coach for this Ohio Rugby Union squad. Into contact, counter ruck is on there. As Matt Pratt, big number 1, just kind of pulling bodies out of there. Got to be careful with that. Charged down by Allegheny, but knocked forward. Good work on the initial charge down there for big number 7, Caden Horbison. But in the end, coughed it up, and it will be a scrum back to Ohio.
Yeah, and the ball was going in hot. Look at Ohio choosing to go to the boot when it's necessary, playing that tactical game. I think Allegheny does a lot better if they just pin Ohio back, force Ohio to kick the ball to them. And from there, we've seen great attack from the winger Allen. He's been cutting through when he gets the chance, but you got to force Ohio to make decisions that aren't lying and ball in hand and attacking, because when you do, you get the ball back with prime position.
Put in from Ryan Sands. Boys in red hold firm and set this one up for George. Boot it up over the top. The chase is on. Took a high bounce, and Ohio's able to come away with it through James Dietrich. Again, the winger gets into the action already with 1 try. This one knocked on, though. Unfortunate stuff for Ohio. But again, they seem to be the aggressor time and time again in this match.
Yeah, the way you go up for the ball, the skill here, you can't let that hit the ground. But if you do, you have to be aggressive. James just wanted it more. Dietrich just wanted it more than everyone else. He was willing to put his body on the line, get into the air, and do what's necessary to get the ball back for his Ohio side. You have players on Allegheny shading away out of safety in a lot of cases because they weren't in a position to contest for the ball, and you definitely don't want to knock a player out in the air. But if you allow a player to get that good position and go up, they're going to get the ball back, and you can see players early walking up, hey, good job on that. And look how calm this Ohio side is. They're really figuring out each other. Sad it happened on day 3 and maybe not get the win they needed on day 2, but they showcasing themselves in the future. When they find themselves on the same grounds next year, they might have a squad that could take the whole thing.
Speaking of these grounds, beautiful facility, 4 different fields in use this weekend during this 3-day tournament here for the 2026 Thunderbird Cup. Thank you so much for watching here on the Midwest Rugby Union's YouTube page. Tim Wilkes alongside my man Lance Cavanaugh taking you through the action. We've still got 1 final match to go. You're on field 2, and we hope you join us for that one as well here in about an hour. Strong push from Ohio, starting to creep off to the left a little bit, but they straighten it up, and Allegheny's able to pull it out. Good use of hands, trying to find some space on the outside, but Dietrich comes up and lays the boom as well. Already saw him on the offensive end, making his presence felt out there. Inside ball, trying to get the locks involved. Beatty couldn't find too much. And now the penalty is going to be given. They were off their feet, were the boys from Ohio. Quick tap coming. They'll send this one out to the outside through Sykin. Able to surge forward, break through. Now recycle it back inside. Into contact again. Here comes Part. Surges his way forward. Get out of there if you're big Brian Watkins there, the number 8. Referee allows him to play forward, and a good burst of speed, center of the pitch. That's big Cam Taylor. This one comes out the back. It's open and playable, and great work from Sands to scoop it up and get Ohio on the front foot again. Space on the far side. Put it back into contact. Good work from Corey Graham out of the Crusaders. Penalty is going to be given They were off their feet were the boys from Allegheny. No quick tap coming here as we are just about ready for halftime.
Everything about that situation for Allegheny on attack was beautiful. When they locked in to their actual approach, those forwards charging are absolute, almost impossible one-on-one to bring down in a lot of these cases. When they're surging forward, when the timing is right, but the ball gets out to the backs, Cam finds himself cutting against the grain multiple times, and it leads him into the land of isolation. That ball is turned over, and now Ohio has the presence and has a moment inside and around the 22 to show their attack. Allegheny has the players, and early on it looks like they had the initiative to really bring the force to Ohio, but as of late, it has been all Ohio.
I can't see what's going on if you're standing up. Everyone's standing up. I think everyone's healthy. What's going on here, fellas?
Referee Jake Winkler trying to figure things out there. Looks like everybody's ready to rock and roll, though. Will be Ohio again on referee time at this point. Any moment could be the final play of the first half. Early with the ball back into George. Skip pass, finds its target. George has been tremendous with those pinpoint passes. Out there to Bond. Offloads it, and they're able to push their way over the 22-meter line.
No, miss the ball!
Hunenfeld, the captain, big number 5. Knocks on the door, but can't get inside. Off to the right-hand side to Reithmeyer. Reithmeyer keeps it moving. Far side of the pitch. Andrew Henderson, the hooker, rambling around on the outside, and here comes Early. Already with 2 tries on the day. Make it number 3 for Jamez Early.
He has so much to be proud of in the way he's played throughout this first half. That try was a try of opportunity. Ohio forcing penalties, going to the line out, keeping the ball in possession, and went from one side of the field to the other. Before they even go back to the original side, the space on the outside isn't accounted for, and that has been a thorn in the side, in the heel of this Allegheny team. That weak side, when they get around the 5-meter line, has been exposed all first half. 3 tries have come from it, and 3 tries for early in this game just shows the class that Ohio has. So much is going wrong for Allegheny, but they've shown so much positive defensively. But once you get around that 5-meter line, the space isn't accounted for, and Ohio has no qualms about taking it and getting points on the board.
Georgia look to beat this one through. The flag go up, and another 2 on the board. And that will be your halftime score, 34-3. Ohio Rugby Union on top, but we've still got 40 minutes of action left to play. We'll step aside here for 10, and we return of the Thunderbird Cup Consolation Final.
I got one, thanks.
Most girls are smart and strong and beautiful. Most girls work hard, go far, we are unstoppable. Most girls are fight to make every day. No two are the same. I wanna be like, I wanna be like.
So actually, before I started playing rugby, I was just a cheerleader for my high school, and I was very shy, nervous, and being around teammates. Rugby is a very accepting sport. I wasn't embarrassed about my body or anything. People really welcome you and actually take your strengths and weaknesses and work with you to make you a better person and player.
You hit each other and then you're friends.
I really like the camaraderie of it, and the game is just so physical and it's fun.
Definitely try it. Maybe you don't think you're the strongest, but once you go out and you hit someone, that adrenaline is so amazing.
Tell me about your experience with RCT so far.
Well, I think my experience can be best described as really fun and community bonding because I meet so many new people playing the sport I love.
I wrestle and I play football, and there's nothing like rugby.
Yeah, everybody that I've ever met that tries rugby just comes to one practice has ended up liking it.
And I
asked her like what it was, and she said like full contact, like same rules, guys and girls, and I didn't believe her. And then she was like, "Oh, come out to our practices," and I did, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I want to play." And then I started playing, and it was really fun.
I don't know, it's just a game that I love. It's pretty fun though. I don't know, I just love everything about it.
The laid-back atmosphere of it. We all be friends on the field and off the field.
Just the bond and the vibe from everybody is nice and builds like a lot of character.
You should play it. Play rugby. That's it.
Like how we even like beat out of each other in the game, and then we like come together after, and we're just like shake hands.
What do you think that is? Why is that?
I personally think it's like, it's just, we're all one community, like it's one family. You all play rugby, it's just one family.
It's a sport.
Yeah,
because if you have to have respect for the person going after you, because you work hard and they have to work just as hard to handle yourself.
So would you say that respect is probably the greatest value you can gain out of this game?
By far.
Yeah.
By far.
It's great. We all love each other. We all like hanging out at these tournaments.
Just meeting so many new people and getting to know them is just amazing. And meeting so many new friends, it's definitely.
Nah, one word is family. Like you got people like you could depend on.
Probably my favorite part of playing rugby is like I can forget any problem I'm having at school or at home or just any kind of worry or burden and just like giving my all on the field.
We all choose to come here. We don't have to be here, you know. It's just good fun coming out on a Sunday, playing, getting all together, and just great.
All right, so yeah, I think it's the fact that we can play very hard, smack each other up, boom each other, and just eat good and talk to laugh with each other after.
So, one thing that rugby has done for you?
It's brought up a lot of my confidence. I wasn't very confident in middle school, and I knew that if I wanted to become a better player, I would have to bring up my game, which I did, and I've just become so much like a better person to myself. I see myself in such a bigger light, and I'm honestly so much happier playing rugby.
I ain't gonna lie, if it wasn't for them, I don't think I would like be around here, to be honest. So I guess family.
New York Rugby Club is a great community because they put you around great people such as Alex, my coach Alex, and he teaches me more about rugby.
Welcome back to the Thunderbird Cup, live in Lamont, Illinois. Tim Wilkes on the microphone with myself, Lance Kavanaugh, in Ohio, holding a 34-3 lead over Allegheny. Tim, you gotta love the way Ohio has been playing, honestly.
No, we've seen quite a few tries come their way here early, actually late and often in the final moments of that first half. But Lance, take us through a couple of these. That man right there, Ryan Sands, was running the show to perfection.
Yeah, he's found a way to really maximize that weak side, setting up a try here, getting a try for himself later on. But the cohesion of this Ohio back line, the way they've been sharing the ball, the way they've been moving the ball to space, inside, outside move, letting their wingers be wingers. Let the wings run. And Ohio's found a way. When an opportunity presents itself, the Sandman finding that weak side space. He has a try on the day, set up a bunch of tries, but it's the play of Jamez Early getting a hat trick in the first half and doing so by playing complementary rugby. He's not stepping outside of himself to do this. He is doing everything within the structure of how Ohio's been playing, and it's showcasing on the scoreboard.
Andrew Benigger sends this one up high and gets us back underway here for the second half of action in this 2026 Thunderbird Cup men's consolation match. Strong run coming through the teeth of the defense there for Part. Center of the pitch, they'll look to line up a couple of the forwards. Cannot crack the code. See what they've got up their sleeve here. Pass to the outside has them continuing to go in the wrong direction as Early comes up, swallows up that would-be attack. Big time collision. Allegheny trying to use brute force to punch through. Ellis with the take. This time got underneath. Good work from Marcus Thomas to lay him back down gently there. Precarious position. This one's going to go all the way out into touch, but they started that phase outside the 22. So that means we'll come all the way back to where the kick was taken for an Ohio scrum. Or line out, excuse me.
It's not the first player to touch the ball, and the lineout is set. There's no quick.
A little bit of instructional play there. You can go quick, but it's a few procedures you have to follow, including going quick on the 50-22 with the new rules.
Yeah, I know, and then you gave it to a different player who threw it in.
Yeah, it looked like they tried to be a little bit cheeky there and get through. Referee on top of it. But Ohio, great moment for them. They can get more points here.
They continue to go up with these through Brian Watkins. Now space on the outside. Strong run there from James Diedrich. Good hard line. They push through, does Early, and somehow he's able to fish this one out of there and keep things alive for Ohio. Here comes Andrew Henderson. The hooker tries to find some pace out there on the outside. Chris Fisher will give it a go as well. Sands looks to clean this one up. Finds the flanker. Marcus Thomas on the right-hand side. Big pop from Allegheny. Sends him back and has them reset. Reitheimer has it go over his head. Out there on the outside to Diedrich. A strong tackle here on the near side of the pitch. That was Omar McClendon. Made the tackle, but they were in from the side. And again, just the small little fine details coming back and biting Allegheny.
Yeah, just over
Number 2, side entry.
Trying to get the ball back.
Time's off.
Everything about the way that ruck proceeded just shows it's a microcosm of the game. Allegheny trying with all their might to get the ball back. Just a small hiccup and misstep. It's giving Ohio another opportunity to set the platform for themselves.
Tommy,
this line out that they're setting up
for me. Just hold it. I'm going to go check this out.
Could be what they need to set up things like the rolling maul, which you rarely see in these circumstances, but easy kick to the sideline here. As you see that right foot step, met and swallow. What an amazing tackle there. Form hit. Caden Herberson is not playing any games on that wing, bringing the force here. And Cam falling with him and looking for the opportunity. Started fair, but that swim move and falling over the ruck, referee's going to take care of that every time. Now Ohio has a good setup here.
That's Pratt, the injured player, able to get off the pitch under his own power.
You want to touch your fellas?
So Ohio sets this one up. They'll have the penalty. See what the final decision is here. Looks like they're going to punch this one through. Andrew Binniger sends it out into touch. Again, these lineouts have been tremendous for him. Sending up the big number 8, Brian Watkins. See if they continue with that. They've been moving them all up and down the line throughout the match. And if you're just joining us here, this Cup Consolation semifinal, we're just about to get into the full women's and men's Cup finals. 1 p.m. on Field 1. Carfu take it on Minnesota for the Women's Cup final. And then right after, we'll have Wisconsin and Indiana for the men's side. Off the top, they're able to take it home just like that. And another try up on the board. Chris Fisher gets it down. Fireball out the back, but still have enough to take it the distance.
Yeah, and again, it's just another opportunity created and made by Ohio, created and made by an Allegheny mistake. And set pieces this close are so dangerous. That ball didn't even make it to the lifter, but an opportunistic moment. And once a mistake happens, you got to be able to jump on the ball and stop the ball carrier. He was way too close and near and around the 5-meter line. You're not stopping many forwards who have it in their head that they want to go in and score. So just more mistakes from Allegheny creates more opportunities for Ohio.
Vinegar, the substitute out of the Cincinnati Wolfhounds. Look to strike this one through and get another 2 up on the board for Ohio. Again, only 5 minutes into this second half. Already getting that scoreboard ticking away. Kick just inside the post. And now a 41-3 point match for Allegheny. A lot to do. Just try to get some confidence and play some solid rugby here to move forward.
Yeah, they definitely aren't the type. I've never known that area of people to give up, slow down, and not complete a full match. So I expect them to continue to fight. But with the scoreline being what it is, I mean, you can only imagine what's going through some of these players' heads. They know that they aren't playing to the level that they should.
Good timing.
Up top, another strong take, but great timing, as the ref said. That was big tackle there from Cam Taylor.
Hold the runners.
Now kick up over the top. Another smart decision from Ohio.
23,
boot that one out through.
Offside.
But a penalty is going to be given here as 2 players were offsides in front of the kicker, and this will set up Allegheny with an attacking penalty at the 22-meter line.
What can be made here? The timing, Ham usually kicking the ball. This time, the enforcer punishing anyone who decides to touch it. And the kick returned from Ohio, and the offsides give Allegheny an opportunity. It seems like both teams are really trying to make the most of opportunities given by the other side's mistake. This is one of the first ones from Allegheny outside of that penalty conversion earlier, where Allegheny can really use a mistake from Ohio to get concede points here.
Hold.
5-man line out. Through the hands they come. Bring this one down. Spin it off to the right. They inch their way forward just a few meters away. Still looking for their first try of the match. This one's going to be scooped up by the fullback, O'Shea. Dishes it off to the outside, but still Allen cannot crack the code out there. Full speed.
No, I missed the ball.
Takes it into contact, 6 meters away. Let's see if they keep it in tight here. Try to drive forward. Brilliant double tackle, though, from the boys in red. Now they'll look to spin it. Defense comes up, hits him behind the gain line again. Reithmeyer drags him down from behind and gets out of there. They try to keep pushing here on the near side, but again, the defense is right there to make the tackle. Strong work from Brian Watkins, the big number 8. He'll get sent back 10. Might have been up a little high that time. Allegheny will slow it down. That was off their feet by Ohio.
You had your hands on the deck and missed the ball.
Allegheny seems
Seven,
a lot
if you're down,
more
your hands are on the goal line.
At this moment, than they've been throughout the course of this matchup. Good chance for them to get points here. They just have to find a way to forge through this Ohio defense.
Bit of a fake there into the big man, Beatty. Hounds his way forward over the 5-meter line, but they've got to recycle. You see those red jerseys just shooting out so quick on the outside. Haven't given Allegheny a little window of hope on the outside. This one is going to be a penalty. I think they were offsides. So back to the goal line they go. Here's the quick tap, trying to take this one into the try zone, and they get their first score of the match. Ty McAleese dots it down and puts them on the board with their first try.
Yeah, and you got to love the way that Allegheny has upped the pressure consistently. Ohio making mistakes, being offsides, and now Allegheny are the ones converting from those mistakes. Caught the ball a bit high, but immediately makes a decision to go right into the chest of multiple Ohio defenders. No one was going to get in the way of that man. And just like that, Allegheny gets their first try of the matchup. Scoreline aside, showcasing what is respected from that region.
Big lock there, number 4, Ty McAleese out of the Greensburg Maulers. Lives up to the team name and drives his way forward for the score. Opportunity now with the kick. Coming in from Nuttall. Slides it through the Pittsburgh Forge native, gets them on the board and gets it starting to tick over for him. That's the best piece of play we have seen out of the boys from Allegheny so far in this match.
Yeah, and they've really just done what you expect from these teams here at this competition. Make the most of your opposition's mistakes. Ohio having multiple penalties opened the door, and it started from the physicality of kickoff. Cam with the big hit. Offsides, that's a mistake from Ohio. Offsides again around the 5-meter line, and Allegheny gets the points that they've deserved from earlier in this match.
10 minutes into the second half of action. And Wilkes taking you through all of this one, joined up in the booth by Lance Kavanaugh. Catch him on all of your favorite social media platforms through Great American Rugby, taking you through, I'm sure this summer as well, some of the finest tournaments across the country. This one's knocked on in the process. Double knock on there, and we'll take another look at the restart.
Yeah, just unable to be gathered cleanly. And again, another opportunity from Ohio, for Ohio, through an Allegheny mistake. This platform is going to be an awesome launching point for the back line, who's been almost clinical in the way they've attacked throughout this match. New scrum half, but at the same time, I expect the same precision and provisions as they had throughout the first half.
Bind!
A lot of subs into this one for Allegheny, including the man who took that last kick, Andrew Nuttall, sliding into the hooker position there, big number 16.
Positioning, right?
Again, Lance, strong work from Jake Winkler. Just going to give this other angle, be able to make sure nobody's doing the wrong stuff inside the depths of the scrum.
Bind.
He's handled this one to perfection throughout the day. Real controversy with the whistle to speak of. Ohio looking for their first points of the second half. Strong surge from Allegheny makes it difficult to get out of there, but eventually Sands does the job. Off to the right they come. Into the hands of Mattasini. Flings it to the outside. Plenty of space out there for Reggie Harris, the impact sub out of Ohio State. Dots it down and gets the first try of the second half for Ohio.
They cleared out their back line, put in almost an entirely new set, and it almost as if they haven't missed a beat at all. Allegheny pressing up and not holding his space. Too many players crashing down on that line from the outside center, and all it took then was hands. Just too much space to cover and just too much manipulation from these backs. They're bringing players in for the crash and playing out the back, and all you can ask for as a winger is open space in front of you, and Reggie got exactly what he needed as Harris goes in for his try, and it might have been his first touch of the half or of the game, getting one touch, one try. You got to love that as a winger.
College coach Pete Malcolm also coaching the Ohio side here, and the Ohio State native Reggie Harris gets the first try of the second half. Opportunity for Andrew Benniger to boot this one through. Not an easy kick from the far side here. Needs the perfect angle, but just off the mark, no good. So 46-10. Lance, strong work from Ohio just to cash in when that space arises on the outside. You mentioned it. The subs have come in, and they have not let up one bit.
I mean, that's a scary notion, right? The second group of backs are playing with the same level of execution as the first group. It makes you think they could have mixed in a few players, made a few changes, and still had the same level of proficiency as we've seen. This Ohio team is really showcasing something here.
Back up hooker with a beautiful kick again, and it's Allegheny that's able to recover off the restart. Strong fight for it. They're in the depths. That's Cam Taylor. It's his team the penalty and not rolling away the call against Ohio, so they'll get sent back 10.
Yeah, you gotta love the way that now Allegheny has found some confidence. All started from Cam on the hit earlier. Now Cam dragging defenders, forcing them to really bring them to the ground. Defender found himself in no man's land, unable to roll away, unable to move. Once defense had their hands on the ball, referee said you gotta release, there's no roll. No release, there goes a penalty, and now Allegheny right around the 22-meter line. And it's a great moment of attack here for Allegheny as well. They gotta play to that open space, show what your backs can do, because they haven't been able to have a good platform to really access ball the way they would like.
Special thanks to all the referees making their way down to the Chicago area this weekend. Some of the finest in the country on display You're in the Midwest Rugby Union All-Star Tournament. Off to the right hand, or excuse me, off to the left they come. Ohio is able to rip this one out of there off the top of the line out, and they quickly send one deep and send Allegheny retreating inside their 22. The chase is on as well from previous try scorer Reggie Harris. He makes the tackle, jars it loose, makes them cough it up, and gets the turnover ball. Great work on the outside with the chase.
Reggie, absolutely putting pressure. The kick was perfect. No one home on this right side flank. And look at the speed and able to contain himself. Slow his feet down, get right in front of the defender, control and hold that space. Unfortunate on the knock on. Nothing really to force a knock on but the ground. But when the defense is there, ready and poised, find that player isolated, able to make the tackle. Sometimes it's better to be good and get a little luck on the back end with that knock on. So now Ohio has another opportunity of attack. And they're going to go to their back end. We might see another amazing set piece from that back line of Ohio.
It seems like a simple thing, but the continuity to be able to know when your fly half's going to kick that and know when to turn on the jets on the chase has definitely been something that they've been able to get under their belts here in this all-star matchup. Sometimes not an easy thing to do, but they're able to keep things moving now with Brian Watkins taking it strong inside the 22 as Ohio looks to cash in for more. Falls to the deck to create a little bit of space there. Smart play from Ohio, and a rumbling run through the defense. Mo Sagna makes his presence felt out there. Big number 17. Impact substitute as well.
Available. Good job, Gold.
Dish it out of there. Get it out to the outside to Benniger. Skip pass. Tries to find a little bit of space here on the near side, but it's lost away. Van Cherry couldn't pick it up. Dishing out the fins left and right here from Rashawn Allen. Continues to make his presence felt. It takes every time it takes multiple players to bring him down. Beautiful speed on the outside. Almost ripped out of there by Ohio. Now Allegheny going to slow this one down a bit. Boy, if they can find a way to get Rashawn Allen into this game a little more, it would be a huge boost. But they're going to get one off of the mistake from Ohio. We'll have a scrum down back to Allegheny.
Yeah, every time Allen seems to touch the ball, it's off of Ohio giving it to him and not his own teammates. Broke the tackle here. That's a big man going down the touchline. And that right hand looked like Mike Tyson in his prime, putting his opponent down. And he's just showing his power. And he's shown the way he's been carrying the ball. Whenever he seems to get his hands on the ball, he's become such a force to bring down. Hasn't had many opportunities lent to him by his own teammates, but definitely raising his hand when the opportunity presents itself.
He's been terrific so far. Let's see if they can try to find a way to maybe get that ball out to him a little bit quicker. This Allegheny squad, coached by Brian Scanlon and Brian Thomas. Tough weekend for the boys from Allegheny. Just trying to find a little bit of spark, a little bit of athleticism on display. They've got that all over the pitch, but so far Ohio has definitely been the better competitor in this one. Scrum half in. See if we can get that number for you soon. Here come Allegheny off to the right-hand side.
Offside.
Offside's the call as Ohio did not retreat in time. We'll pick this one through, but we'll come back to the penalty. No advantage gained off of the grubber.
Yeah, and they had a free play moment. The decision to go for the kick is brilliant. Execution is always the tougher part, but the mind is there. And they would have used that moment to make an opportunity for themselves. It looks like Allegheny is still playing with a little bit of flash, tenacity. They're really still in this match mentally, even though the scoreline might not suggest such.
We'll get this one out into touch and see if they can't get the engines cranking here as we're about 20 minutes into this second half of action.
Made him cock the pass.
Mostly pride on the line at this point for Allegheny. They've been a little bit better here in the second half, but still Ohio showing that they've got sparks all over the pitch that need to be looked at.
Yeah, that's good. Let's play.
See if they can find a way, get it over that top jumper from Watkins. Gets it down through McAleese. And now the spin to the outside, finds the big fella Cam Taylor on the outside. Darts in, gets tripped up inside the 22-meter line as they look to go again. Tried to catch that one at full pace, but wobbled slightly by the scrum half for Allegheny. Boom into contact. Again, inching their way forward. Anytime they're able to keep possession for more than a few phases, it's been a win for Allegheny. But still repelled back behind the 22-meter line. Into contact they go again through DeStefano. He's still on his feet. Finally suplexed down by his opposing 17. Still going. 7 meters away now for Allegheny as they look to punch in another one. Big time tackle comes in. Strong work from Ohio to stifle the attack. Space on the far side. Sucked in the defense, splits it out to the far corner, and they are in for the try. Great work to find the space needed, and it's Caden Horbison out of the Pittsburgh Forge gets try number 2 for Allegheny.
And the work from his inside partner, bringing that defense in, that right foot step, looking like he's going to try to take that inside gap, but immediately plays it back to the wing. And you got to love the complimentary. That step there brings that defense in and just lends enough space on the outside to give his winger an opportunity, or the player on the wing an opportunity to dive in and score. We've seen now Allegheny start to pick up some of that cohesion, the team ball. They put Cam on the far side of that set piece. He's crashing in and has set everything up on the back end. It looks like Allegheny is starting to find their rhythm. Might be a little bit too late, but it's never a wrong moment to score a try and to continue to push forward up the field.
That's the whole point of this weekend, to show what you can do on the pitch. So anytime you're able to show that athleticism, show the team continuity that it takes to put a try on the board, it is a win for the squad. Kick off the mark. No good there for Nuttall. Set things up again. See if we can reset the scoreboard for you. We're under 20 minutes left to go in this match. A 31-point lead still up there for the boys from Ohio. They will look to get us re-going again through Andrew Benniger out of the Cincinnati Wolfhounds. Strong responses from Allegheny here in the second half. Benniger with this kick, not going to find the required 10 meters, so it'll be Allegheny with the scrum center of the pitch to try and see if they can get things moving yet again.
Fellas, we'll come off center here. Right here.
And I'm also glad to see that we haven't seen a pause in the score line. Teams are still putting the ball in the try zone. Ohio scored one very beginning of the half. Allegheny's been able to put up 2 after a bit of team play here. And we're starting to see how the mistakes can compound and create issues for both sides. Ohio now seems to be the one making a little bit more of the mistakes, not playing as clean as they would like. Allegheny up the physicality has really given them a shot to get on the scoreboard a little bit more often.
Put in from the scrum half and is taken out the back. The charge is on here for Jack Middleton. Another fend, slings players to deck left and right, and surges forward as this is the best we have seen from Allegheny throughout the entire match. A couple of big time phases trying to get them knocking on the door again. Offside's the call. They're not able to come up with much, and so back 10 go for the boys from Ohio, and then another attacking opportunity. They'll quick tap, try to find some space out here through George. To the outside. Here comes Cam Taylor, sheds one to deck, stays on his feet, rumbles all the way through for the try. Cam Taylor dots it down, a well-earned try for a tremendous athlete in this match.
Cam, oh Cam. They found a way to get him the ball. They brought in a new hooker, but didn't substitute him out. This just shows how dynamic he is for this squad. They want to keep him on the field. Ball played out into space, 2 skip passes, And once that left foot step went, there was no one willing to put their body on the line and make the tackle. 3 players had a shot, 4 players had a shot. But when Cam has his eye on that try line, he is a dangerous man, kicking, running, doing whatever's necessary for the squad, dropping water and dropping 5 points in for this Allegheny team. Much love to Cam, as the kid is showing what he can do here at this Thunderbirds Cup.
Confidence he's shown has been tremendous, starting things off with the restarts off the boot. He's been laying the wood on the outside on the opposite end of the restarts, and now he's able to cash in a well-earned try for Cam Taylor. Kick here from the near side for Andrew Nuttall goes off the mark, no good. But again, Lance, 3 tries for Allegheny have made this an exciting second half.
I love the resurgence. Listen, 17 minutes might not seem like a lot of time, but they've scored in quick succession. If they can get another try within the next 3.5 minutes, we might be looking at a situation where Ohio might not be in a place where they're guaranteed to win. 27-46 is a very winnable game. 19 points in 10 minutes. I've seen it recently, and in these situations where defense is not as structured as they normally would be with a team you train with week in, week out, anything can happen here.
Momentum starting to shift a bit here in Lamont, Illinois. Tim Wilkes and Lance Kavanaugh taking you through all the action. Plenty of rugby here from the Blaze complex this weekend. There's a take coming through from Marvin Beatty. Possession secured, a lot less mistakes in the second half for Allegheny. They continue to surge their way down the pitch. Now they're going to have to try to find a way to go 80 meters. Has not been their strong suit through this match. They'll use the boot of Andrew Nuttall to find some space. Hits the deck and take a couple bounces before Early scoops it up and surges forward. Gets by 1, slips past 2, 3, 4, taking it the distance. A hat trick in the first half and a beauty of a try, 60 meters for his 4th of the match.
Okay, Early must have heard me and said he wanted to quell all that comeback talk as early as possible. This man caught the ball, went on an absolute run, weave. This man is sliding like the bobsled team. Little hesitation there. Get his feet underneath him for the right foot step. Runs past another defender with a left foot step, fins off, and look at all of that green grass. This man is on an absolute tear. Had to get his 4th just to show this game is over. Guys, calm down. We got this. And that try right there really just shows what Ohio can bring. Get that man some water. Get that man an iceberg. Get him whatever he needs to cool down because he is hot right now. 4 on the day, and that one was the most impressive of them all.
You said it, slaloming through the defense. Kick is up and good as well. Andrew Benniger strikes it home. Now 55-20. We see a little bit of burst from Allegheny, but strong work that time. As they say, you cannot forget about us, and they put through another try. They're through Jamez Early out of the University of Cincinnati. Also plays for the Wolfhounds as well. Cincinnati Wolfhounds, probably the most populated club team on this roster. On the opposing side for Allegheny, majority of the squad from the Pittsburgh Forge. So these regional rivals on the club side all come together. It's been an awesome weekend of rugby. Ohio on top 55-20 as we've got about 14 minutes left to play in this match. Good job tapping this one back there from Brian Watkins. Struggle for it here on the near side. Reggie Harris is able to secure possession though. A rumble of a run from Chris Fisher from the Crusaders. Now they'll look to find some space. Mattasini decides to go out to the left instead. Some hard charging blitz defense here, but they just take it straight through. Andrew Benniger, first blind break we've seen from him, orchestrating the show, spins it off to Mattasini, who's going to take it the distance. Another try for Ohio.
Okay, the whole team must have heard me talk about anything about a comeback. They decided to switch it back on. The physicality element from Allegheny over the 15 minutes prior to these 2 tries was there. It was the reason that they were back in this game. But Ohio just showing their precision. The back line continues to shine. And when the substitutes are coming in and running up and down this field, that was the vinegar from Vinegar to spoil Allegheny's opportunity to come back, slicing through, weaving through, putting Luka away. I have not much left to say. Ohio versus everybody at this moment. 60-20 is a crazy score line.
Some crazy stuff from Vinegar there. There was all sorts of chaos. There were a couple of hard-charging Allegheny players trying to disrupt things, but he held on to it, slowed it down, got through that initial phase, kicked on the jets, and had the wherewithal to find the final pass to Luka. Modestini takes it the distance, another 2 up on the board, so 12 minutes left in this one. You said it, Ohio has kicked it back in gear. 2 tries in a row to make the responses. Allegheny had a couple, had a little bit of confidence, but Ohio shows they are the better team on the day today.
It's just too much Ohio. They've been running. They've been playing in space way better, and I think that's really what we've seen. They've done the weak side attacks. Allegheny hasn't really controlled the middle of the field defensively the way they need to. It's causing these massive overloads and attacking opportunities, overcompensation from the inside defense. And the weak side attack from Ohio is showcased. But these last 2 tries is middle of the field not being held down properly. And Ohio has absolute confidence here with about 10 minutes to go.
Andrew Nuttall sends it deep. Shout out to Cam Taylor. He full speed off of that restart. He is not letting up one bit, but neither are Ohio. They're on the far side. Beautiful inside pass. Hits the target from Vancheri out to Mattasini again. Does he have the gas to take it the distance? He's over the line and in for his second try. And the floodgates have opened, Lance. That's 3 in a row for Ohio.
Luka. I had to say it twice because here we are now seeing him score 2 times in a row. Once in support and again in support, and had the legs to do it himself. Look at the ball movement. You got props in the middle of the action. Brian Foster setting people up, putting people away. Nate White finding the open space on the edge. And that inside ball there, and Luka with the Goosa. It's just too much Ohio. It's just too much Ohio. Try to fend him out, push him out. But Luka well in control, putting the ball down, and the speed that Ohio is playing with is running Allegheny off the field. Valiant effort in early parts of the second half by Allegheny, but Ohio decided to turn it back on. And now we've seen 3 tries over 60 meters starting off over this last 12 minutes.
It was a great break on the outside. Shout out to Massimo Vancheri, number 20, steps into this match. And that inside ball, you called it, was a beauty and not to be outdone. The kick is good as well. So Andrew Vinegar shows he can do it with the speed. Had the offload just a couple minutes ago, and now with the boot, he's getting it done. He's been tremendous on those conversions in the second half.
20-69 is a crazy score line with 10 minutes to go. And there's still more rugby to go. It'll be different if we were in the last minutes. Ohio looks like they're going to try to pile on the points. And Allegheny has to find a way to hold firm here and get points on the board themselves, at least for the respect factor in these Thunderbird Cup moments.
We were sitting here 47-20, like, hey, they could have a chance to get back into this one, but 3 big tries have just about slammed that door shut. Vinegar will try to send this one back deep, gets it over the top of the defense. Big high ball sends a collision in midair. Good take, though, on the outside by Gabe Willis, but an errant pass will turn it right back over. And so in the end, the pressure and the kick from Ohio works out well, and they'll have the line out.
7 to go.
Another set-piece moment. The lineouts from Ohio have been strong. They've been able to maintain possession when it's their lineout, and they're going to be moving the ball to a back line that has ultimate confidence. 4 tries for one player, try after try for a few others. Dangerous time.
Oh, and Watkins again goes up high, grabs that one out of the air. He has been tremendous every single time he gets his hands on the ball, and there's some space there. That time Van Cherry couldn't find the final offload. Early with it now, center of the pitch. He's got numbers on the near side. Great pass to find Reithmeyer. And the captain slings it out there. But it just goes into touch, no good. You see just how quickly they can strike every time.
Yeah, and I think Luka might have just messed up his opportunity at a hat trick. If he brings that in, he maybe has one trailing defender to contend against. But other than that, he was on his way. I mean, we're seeing so much from this Ohio side. Early is setting things up, playing the ball, playing the fakes, and it's just causing absolute chaos in the center of the field on set pieces as well.
Strong take. They went up high and got that one through Caden Horbison. Now center of the pitch. It's Cam Taylor trying to make his presence felt again. He gets chopped down. Space on the far side. Good use of hands to get it all the way out. But a big-time tackle from Ohio. That's Reithmeyer again. Goes in with the counterattack, too. He is not done with the physicality today. The near side. Hard charging run. A couple of big bumps. Coming in there, and yellow DeStefano. Hooker running through the hands there. Nuttall makes the pass to the outside. Here comes Cam Taylor again. Always going to take more than one to bring him down. Great chop tackle coming in. I think that was LJ Murray. Might have taken the worst of it, though. Got down low there around the knees. Hopefully he can pop back up. Onto the far side. Finally corralled there on the outside by Nate White. Takes it into contact and sets up another attack for Ohio. They'll chip it over the defense. Caught napping back there. Retreat is on for the scrum half. He's just going to have to boot this one out. Tries to find touch, but doesn't. Here they come again. Back through the hands. Harris just has to actually just eat this one. Looks like he was going to make the pass. Just took it into contact. A little over 5 minutes left to play, and there's the penalty there. And we'll probably see a card. Haven't seen many cards here in this all-star competition, but Lance, I think that kind of crossed the line there as far as being cynical.
Jake?
Yeah, we got to look over it again. Referee is right on top of that. Confident whistle. Knows exactly where he's going with this. It looked like he was reaching for his pocket as soon as he blew the whistle.
Yeah. Listen in here.
And our scoreboard already added the yellow card. it's already written.
This player's clearly swatted the ball in attacking position and he's gone and played after. The first one was already a yellow card, so this one's still a yellow card. Thank you, bud. We can talk later.
Ouch.
Yeah, absolutely.
See him there on the far side. Player that got dinged with the penalty, a little frustrated, thought that they were covering it up some, and so when that ball gets presented here, you see him just slap at it.
Yeah, that's the easiest call for a ref to make, especially with prime attacking opportunity and a lot of forward momentum for this Ohio side.
Yeah.
You know, to do that.
John,
and if he does
Jake,
it as he's rucking or trying to counter ruck.
Come on.
Sorry, let the ref speak. If he does that while counter rucking, it might be a different story, but he's literally standing there with both, just watching it purely just swat. It was almost one of those, like, you know, spiteful moments, just like, yeah.
Thank you, we're good. We're going to start time here in a sec.
And that's exactly why we see the quick yellow card immediately coming from our referee, Jake Winkler, who's done a tremendous job with this match. Kick coming, and they'll just boot it out into touch and look to set up another driving maul 5 meters out from the try line as Jamez Early boots it through.
And let's see if the forwards want to raise their hand and make some things happen here. They haven't really tried to put them all together. They haven't done any trickery near the line out. Let's see what they put up for themselves here.
All day long, it's been that man with the flowing red hair, blonde hair. Brian Watkins has been tremendous. They go up high to him again, secures it from the middle, and gets Ohio back on the front foot. Here comes Early. Big skip pass to Reithmeyer. Just have to eat this one. Good work from the defense coming up and meeting Van Cherry, giving him nowhere to work from. And the penalty is going to be earned as not releasing is going to be the call for the boys in red.
Yeah, that's a great call. The ball was actually taken in the tackle. Looked like ball carrier was losing it. He had to catch it with one hand, and it got stuck between his legs. Looked like he was trying to dribble and James Harden his way through. Ball taken out, going down, and it looked like Allegheny had real possession. You know what I mean? So.
Shout out to that man, Cam Taylor. Has been tremendous, as you mentioned, was playing in the front row early. They love slotting him out to the outside as he goes back there to possibly collect one if they can get it through the hands. Great work off the top. And here we go again for Allegheny. Backwards says the referee, but they get shoved that direction. They've lost 15 meters. Now they're just scrambling to try and find it. Plans to take it outside. They go awry. Now they're going to have to work from the back of the ruck. Andrew Nuttall. He might be trying a box kick there, but ends up having to take it forward. Back up scrum half. Look for some support behind him. Kick up over the top is on. Need to make sure they bring up and have a chase. Plenty of space here for Early, and he's going to eat it up. Over to the outside. Reithmeyer makes the pass, but it's a little too hot to handle and eventually knocked forward. So with 1.5 minutes left to go in this one, we'll have a scrum back to Allegheny.
And just cool as can be. Allegheny going to the tactical, kicking the ball down. They're just going back to their regular scheduled strategy here. I would think they would keep ball in hand and attack just for the sake of it, but it created a chance for them with Ohio unable to get clean ball. And Ohio still playing edge to edge. Both teams kind of locked into their original game plans as we enter the last minute of this match.
Coach!
Andy, thank you so much for joining us.
Bye!
Still got one more match. Lance and I will take you through that one here in just about 25 minutes. Back on field 2. Remember, we've got the men's and women's cup finals coming your way on field 1 as well. Through the hands. Nice little show and go. Find space on the outside, and here is that man yet again, Rashawn Allen, all the way. How is it he ends up on the center of the pitch every single time there, Lance? Just effort trying to get his team down the pitch.
Yeah, he's been bringing physicality. His fin seems to be the feature tackle-breaking method for himself. And he's showcased himself well here at these Thunderbird Cups. Has a lot to hang his head on, and the way he's played aggressively.
Aiden O'Shea comes up from his fullback spot. Takes a nice one there into contact, and now they'll continue for the right-hand side. Looked like we might be into Jake Winkler's time. It's up to his watch and his whistle for the end of this match. Allegheny trying to get a little extra. Here he comes again. Allen can't crack the code this time. Straight running.
Backwards!
Backwards says the referee, as Nuttall couldn't hang on to it, but it's scooped up by Omar McClendon. Splashes in for his first try, and that should be the exclamation point to take Ohio to the victory.
And he's been playing in this match, putting his neck on the line. He's been in a lot of physical moments. He's taken a few bumps, taken a few knocks, still gets up, still brings physicality. And that's a nice little, cherry on top for the way the entire team has played. But for him, the way he's played physically and continuing to push forward, it's nice for him to get a try at the very end as Ohio takes this match with an absolute absurd score line, but well played by both teams.
And just 3 points on the board for Allegheny in the first half. They came to play. They had a few tries and were looking like they might be back in this one, but a flurry. I think that's 5 tries in a row now for Ohio to finish this one off. Tremendous effort. And if you're head coach Pete Malcolm from Ohio State, you have got to be pleased with what your boys have done this weekend. This one off the mark, no good, but Ohio has done it. They are your 2026 Thunderbird Cup Men's Championship Consolation match winners. Great work from the boys from Ohio, and Lance, just too much there on the Ohio side. Athletes all abound. Great work from them.
Yeah, we've seen play from the forwards, setting the platform, making it easier for the backs to play as wide as they want to. And the backs ran and ran and ran. We've seen a few of these tries that might be some of the best over the weekend. A lot for this Ohio side. As an Ohioan, very nice to see this Ohio team handle business. Allegheny continuing to fight to the bitter end. It's great to see for the last match of the Thunderbird Cup. Tip my hat to both of these sides, and I can't wait to see what they do next year.
Left it all out on the pitch. Final shout out to Jamez Early. 4 tries in this one. A fantastic match. We thank you so much for joining us. We've still got one broadcast to go here on Field 2. This next level rugby production. For Lance Cavanaugh, I'm Tim Wilkes saying so long and thank you for joining us.
It's great. We all love each other. We all like hanging out at these tournaments.
Just meeting so many new people and getting to know them is just amazing. And meeting so many new friends, it's definitely.
One word is family. Like, you got people like you could depend on.
Probably my favorite part of playing rugby is like I can forget any problem I'm having at school or at home or just any kind of worry or burden and just like giving my all on the field.
We all choose to come here. We all